Okay, so we're going to go over how to create a transition to where it looks like a piece of fabric is going over your performers. This is going to be our end goal, where it shows we have our fabric coming over our performers and then retracting back down. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we need to make sure that we have our performers down, and we also need to have a additional performer with performer prop set up. I'm going to go ahead and delete this so we can create it together. We're going to create a new performer here. Alright, accept. We're going to select that performer and we're going to make it a box. Let's give it a length of a half a yard. Let's say 15 yards wide, and we're going to height of 0. Okay. We want to find a template or create an image from our template that we have. We provide Photoshop templates. Here's the one that I created. I used our template here. Here's our guide. I created a gradient and made that gradient translucent. We've got 54% opacity, so you're going to be able to see through it. Then I saved it out without my template information on it. Okay. So now I'm going to select my fabric pullover, accept it, and we have our performer prop now on the field. Alright. Just laying on the field, you can see through it. It's a pile of fabric here. Alright, so let's work on our transition. So what I'm going to do is, I want it to go to above the performer's heads before it starts transitioning over them. So I'm going to move my count over 1, do a 1 count transition size, and I'm going to give it a height of 2.5 yards. Now that I have the height set for the prop, I can go ahead and create the transition over. I'm going to take 11 counts here to expand my fabric. I'm going to have it expand 10 yards. Okay, so now that's going to expand, and I also want it to move so it looks like it's pulling over my performers. So I'm going to use my push tool to move it forward. So now what you're going to see is this transition. And we're now covering our performers. And then what I need to do is create my last part of the transition. I'm going to do it over the last section. I'm going to say 11 counts. And yet, I'm going to go back to a half a yard. I'm going to move this into position where I want it to land. And then I'm going to change my last count, change the height off the ground to 0 so it's laying down, and apply my changes. So now my last section looks like so. And there we go. And now we've created our full transition here, pulling our fabric over our performers.